In this video, we will see how to configure FTP server. So first we have to put our server. This is our FTP server. Then we have to put our client. Then we have to connect the client with the server using intermediary device, which is the switch. Then we have to connect. I'm using the auto cabling, so it will select the straight through cable. So now I did connect my topology. I have FTP server this side. Then I have my client this side. The second step is that we have to configure an IP address for the client, and also we have to configure an IP address for the server side. So I will go to the client, then desktop, then IP configuration, then from in here I will go 192.168.10.10. This is my IP address version 4. Then the subnet mask 255.255.255. So now I did configure an IP address for the client. The next step, I have to configure an IP address for the server side. So I will go to the desktop tab, then from in here I will find the IP configuration. So I will configure my IP address as it appears in here. So I will go 192.168.10.5 with subnet mask 255.255.255. Now we will go with FTP server configuration, okay, specifically with this site. Okay, so first I have to configure an IP address. We did configure an IP address. The second step is that we have to enable the service and we have to create a username and a password for login, because we are transferring a file, so we need a username and a password. So once we click on the FTP server in here, it's not FTP server yet, but it's a server. Okay, so once we enable the service, so I will go to the services from in here. Once we enable the service, if the service is switched on, that's mean we enable the service. Now we can call it as FTP server. Okay, so each student should create a username with their own name. So okay, so I will go save with the password 123. Then I will add a permission. So I have the write permission, the read permission, delete permission, rename, and list. So after I did add the permissions to this user, okay, as we says, each student should use their first name. Then we have to click on add. So here we have the username. So we did create the username. So initially for the FTP server, we have to do the IP configuration. Then we have to do the FTP configuration, which is the enabling the service. If it's switched off, we have to go and switch it on. This is what we mean by enable the service. Then we have to create a username and a password with a permission. Okay, so we should add like more wording in here. We should say we should add the permission, which is the write, read, delete, rename, and list. Once we done, we close this file, or we close this window. So now we did configure the server and we did configure the client. To double check, if we go all the way down in here to the FTP, so I can see the files in here. These all are files stored in the FTP server. We can see in total we have 33 file. So in total we have 33 file. Now I will be transferring a file from client all the way to the server. So there will be a transmission or data traffic from the client all the way to the server. Now we will go with the next step, which is FTP file transfer. So we did finish the configuration. Now we have to do the steps so we can transfer a file. Okay, so first it says create a file at the client side. The second step is that we have to transfer the file using a put command. So we will put the file from the client, we will put it to the server. Then we have to check if this file has been transferred or not. Okay, so First we have to create the file, so we go to the client, then we will open a text editor. Okay, so I will write this is my secret file. So this is my secret file, this is a text. Okay, then I will go file, then I will go save. I will save this file. So I will save this file as what? As task1, task1.txt. So as task1.txt, this is the file name. So once I click on save, that's it. Now the file has been saved to the client. So we did create a file at the client side. If I want to double check, I will go to the client, then we will click on the TFTP surface just to double check if the file is exist. Yes, it exists in here. So task1.txt, this is my file at the client side. I will transfer this file all the way to the FTP server. So first I have to like initiate a connection between both. So we will go to the command prompt in here, then from in here I will use FTP space with the IP address of what? Of the FTP server. So now I'm at laptop 5, which is the client. So I will use this IP address to connect from the client all the way to the server. So I will go 192.168.10.5. Once I hit on enter, it says trying to connect, then it says connected to the destination, which is the FTP server. It asks me for a username. So the username is the first name of the student. I'm using my name in here, so this is safe. It says username, okay, need password. So I have to enter the password, which is 123. Then I hit on enter. It say logged in. So now I did logged into the FTP server, and I can see the prompt has been changed. Okay, so now I will use the command put the file name, which is task1.txt, which is the text file. Once I hit on enter, it says writing file, then transfer completed. So we did transfer the file from a client, from laptop 5, if we can see in here, to the server. To double check if the file has been transferred or not, I will go to the server, then after that I will go to the surfaces from in here. Okay, then we will go to the FTP. If we go all the way down, so if we remember, we says there is 33 files. Now I can see there is 34, and this is the file that we just transferred. Thank you so much.